for some other day. All we do is scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking up without the same mistake. Darling, will you go away? It won't be as simple for you.
Yo, guys, it is Old Man G here, back again. It's transfer deadline day. I know I'm running late. Most channels have been going for a while, but to be honest, I tend to do these before we're about, I think, 10 minutes, basically, till the transfer deadline closes at 11 o'clock. United have basically 10 minutes to sign a DM, which, if I'm honest, I don't think we're going to do. I don't think we're going to do it at all. But remember, guys, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, X, smash the notification button, latest Manchester United news. So aside from waiting for a deadline thing to close, I also wanted to use this to kind of, obviously, the StreamYard link there's a link in the description if you want to come on and have your say about United transfers or just transfers in general. Click the StreamYard link in the description. It'd be good to have people on to discuss. If not, well, I'll just talk to myself. But I really kind of wanted to talk about, well, just how this transfer window has gone, to be honest. I've been on a few channels. Shout out to the First 11, by the way. Really good guys. Love the stuff that they do. I really want to just sort of discuss, like, just listen, like, how has this window actually gone? How has this window actually gone? Has this been a good window? What's been the window? What do you guys think of the signings? For me personally, I actually think that it's been a solid window. I do think that when you look back at it, I think the two most important things that we needed to sign were a centre back and a holding midfielder. I personally don't think that we necessarily needed to sign a right winger, given the amount of goals we're scoring, especially with Greenwood. But I think Sancho does provide depth. But we signed a centre-back in VARANE, who I thought was fantastic against Wolves. Saved us a lot of times, or did get done there a few times. But I'm really looking forward to see that partnership between him and Maguire and seeing how that actually works. I'm looking forward to that. The DM is a big thing. But at the same time, did anyone genuinely believe that United would sign Cristiano Ronaldo? I didn't think so. I didn't think that Manchester United would sign Cristiano Ronaldo, and we did. And I think that in itself, I know a lot of people say that he's old, what can he do, what can he bring? But I still think he's an elite finisher. And I still think that when we talk about the squad, when we talk about like so even Cavani, whether he's going to play or not, there in time. I love Cavani, but let's be real. There are many times last season where he was unavailable due to injuries, due to international duty, due to pacing himself. We missed him quite a few times. With Ronaldo, that Ronaldo wants to play every single game. Every single game, Ronaldo's going to be involved, and I think that will benefit Manchester United. Even though I think that Cavani, from a strike point of view, I think that his reading of the game's positional sense, I think, is, in my opinion, is better than Ronaldo's. Not as necessarily as a finisher, although he is a very good finisher, but I think as a striker, like I feel that he can be, well, somewhat better anyway. Overall, though, shout out to Mo Wada, not looking like we're doing anything much, but what did you think of this win? Do you think we definitely in the market with Moto and Fletcher? I don't necessarily think so. In answer to your question, Mo, I don't necessarily think so. Because to be honest, I think that United's dealings were we wanted Sancho, we definitely wanted Sancho, and then we wanted a centre back. I don't think we cared what centre back. I just think we wanted a centre back, a solid centre back, and I think that the Varane opportunity came out of the blue of him wanting to leave, not wanting to renew. So that gave United opportunity. I was surprised no one else wanted to go in for him, but we did. And then Ronaldo just came on the blue. As Solskjaer said, we weren't even expecting Ronaldo to leave Juventus. So that just came out of the blue. So I don't think it was necessarily... Sorry, I'm going to get my... I've got a bit thirsty. I don't think it was necessarily Merton and Fletcher. I just think that this transfer window has been crazy. Just like PSG, I don't think planned to sign Messi, but it happened. Meanwhile, Madrid really tried to sign Mbappe and they didn't. So... I just think that this transfer window was just crazy. And I just think that a lot of unexpected things happened. And we took advantage of it because we have the money. But I don't think it's necessarily prior to proper planning. If it was prior to proper planning, we would have signed Sancho a lot earlier. We would have signed Varane potentially a lot earlier. And we would have had time to sign potentially midfielders. So I still rank the window. I still give it a solid 8. Because at the end of the day, you can't tell me that Varane, Sancho, and Ronaldo, like 3 arguably world-class players. No, not arguably, are a world-class centre-back, certainly a top 5 right wing in Sancho, and one of the best finishers in the world. And you can't tell me that's a bad transfer window. I think it's just that the issue is that a lot of United fans that we know that the sense of the park is the big thing. Our midfield, as we saw in that Wolves game, and as I kind of said somewhat in the post-match review, like our midfield is a big problem, and I think that's why you can't, in my opinion, say, it was brilliant. If we'd signed a Neves or an Ndidi, then I'd have been like, yeah, 10 out of 10, let's go win the league. Now I'm like, you got a chance. But that midfield looks sketchy, and I'm not sure if I trust Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to pick the right combination, because that's much like it. We went from we fixed our right wing position, good. Okay, now we fixed our centre back position, good. Okay, now wait till next transfer window to fix the midfield, and that's a bit disappointing. I'm going to quickly scroll on Twitter to see if Fabrizio is saying anything. I don't think there's anything really popping off here. So just a few things about other teams. In fact, Spurs have officially announced the departure of Serge Aurier following the mutual termination of his contract. Okay, that's interesting. So terminated his contract. That's it. So Sergio is a free agent. Official and confirmed. Takahiro Tomisha joins Arsenal on a permanent Bologna. That threw me off guard. The Japanese international Jakari Tomiyasu is joining as a right back. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Arteta was like, bro, the right backs I have are awful. Get me anyone. But we'll see what happens. It's just an interesting signing. Yeah, not much else, to be honest, from Fabrizio. Eduardo obviously going to Celtic for Patrick Vieira. I think that's a quite deal for them. Hector Bellerin going to Real Betis from Arsenal. So I'm sure Arsenal fans will be happy with that. And obviously, Saul Niguez joining Chelsea. The option to buy. I'm not sure where he'd fit in the Chelsea midfield, to be honest, who they have. But I guess it's good squad depth. But yeah, where would he fit? I don't know if he's going to get a lot of game time, to be perfectly honest. But I guess we'll see what happens. What else does Twitter say? And obviously, Anton Griezmann back to Atletico Madrid. Here we go. Loan until June 20 with buy option for 40 million. So they're loaning. I mean, I don't know the reception that Griezmann's going to get back at Atletico, man. But it's fascinating, though, because one, there's reception, and two, who was Atletico Madrid's Barcelona's front three. I don't know. What they're going to play? What Depay, Aguero, and Coutinho. And obviously, if Aguero is obviously injured, so presumably they're going to play Braithwaite or Goatway, as I call them, Depay and Coutinho, which as a front three, which I mean, it's pretty weak in my opinion, but it is what it is. But to be honest, it looks like Manchester United are not going to sign a centre back. It very much looks like we're not going to be signing a centre back at all, which is it's not ideal. It's really, really not ideal. But we'll see what happens. Well, I've got a minute. We got a minute. We got a minute. I think Mbappe is Mbappe staying at PSG presumably, as even there's nothing into that. Although Moise Caicedo joining, yeah, this is Brighton. Yeah, we linked with that guy Moise Caicedo. I'm not sure what happened with him. I mean, it's gone 11 o'clock. It's over. It's closed. The transfer window is closed. Let me update this. It's closed. It's done. 2 seconds. It is done. Date that. Say summer transfer window is closed. Let's say that there. Yes. So it is closed. So the transfer window is closed. It is officially closed. And I don't know, guys. I'm happy. I'm happy. I think we had a solid 8. In fact, I'm going to go and go through basically speak about the individual transfers in turn and my thoughts on them and like how I think that we will do with the main, which is obviously Jadon Sancho, Raphael Varane, and Cristiano Ronaldo, and I'll just basically just go through them in turn really to see what I think or what I expect from these guys, because yeah, I expect big things from these. These are big name signings. Let's just have a quick look. So let's start with Jadon Sancho first and what I expect. So obviously Jadon Sancho from Dortmund, we signed him for about £77 million sterling. For me, we obviously needed to sort out our right wing position, although I think if you asked me, 2 years ago, I'd been like, this was a definite must. But I think the emergence of Mason Greenwood on that side, even though like he's also number 9, I think really lessened the impact. And as we saw with Mason Greenwood, well, basically in the last 3 games, he's almost made it that side his own to an extent. So I am interested to see the almost competition between Jadon Sancho and Mason Greenwood and others that might take that spot. Maybe Lingard might go on the right as well. Because right now, really, it's going to be Sancho and Greenwood you'd expect for that right-hand side. With Greenwood sometimes interchanging. I don't think you're going to see Greenwood in the number 9 position again, just for the simple fact that I think that Ronaldo and Cavani, when they're fit, will alternate it. So I don't think you're going to see Greenwood on the sum line as much anyway. Offensive fullback. Do you think Bundesliga tax is real? I assume in regard to Jadon Sancho, I'm talking about. We'll see. I mean, to be honest, Bundesliga tax is real for Timo Werner. I think people forget that Chelsea spent 60 million, I think 65 on Timo, and they spent 100 million on Kai Havertz. And Kai Havertz is a good player, Is he a 100 million plus player? I'm not entirely sure. So we spent about 77 on Jadon Sancho. So personally, for me, I think that we you got to give him time. I think for me, Jadon Sancho is going to be similar to like how Kai Havertz was, where I think that he will get better, but he'll get better with time and playing time. But you know, I'll get on to likes of Varane and Ronaldo. So, but I guess what I'm saying with the James Sancho is that I'm interested to see how the dynamic between him and Mason Greenwood is going to work, because on form right now, you can't dismiss Mason Greenwood. You can't dismiss great Mason Greenwood at all. So the way I kind of see it is that they will compete for that spot, and that's good. And hopefully, by competing for the spot, Greenwood will get better and Sancho will get better as a result, because having Sancho as a backup thing is really, really good. He doesn't look as I think one of the things was that like he's not as quick as I thought he was. He's not slow, but he's not quick as much as I think. And I think that Greenwood, if you're counter-attacking with pace, I think you go with Greenwood certainly over Sancho in my opinion. So in essence, we'll see what happens with Jadon Sancho, but I am looking forward to it. It's probably a good thing that we didn't offer him the number 7, because my goodness, I think that. Sorry, 2 seconds. Someone's messaging me. Sorry, a friend of mine is hurt. I shouldn't laugh at that, so I hope they're okay. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to see what happens. The main thing for me is I want to see, if anything, I just want to see more creativity. I'm not saying we have a lot of goal scorers in our team already, in Greenwood, in Cavani, in Pogba, in Bruno, in Ronaldo, that, to be honest, I'm not actually expecting Sancho to score tons of goals. That's not really why I wanted Sancho in his squad. It wasn't because, oh, I really want another goal scorer. United have got plenty of goal scorers. What I wanted was a player who would create chances, would be more creative. So I'm more interested in Sancho's assist numbers than I am necessarily in his goals. I want to see him create more chances for our forwards, and unlike Greenwood sometimes, who likes to cut inside, as you see when he scores, you know, dribble in, cut inside, and score. I want to see Sancho on the left, on the right, putting crosses into the box, finding Cavani, finding Ronaldo, and creating chances. That for me is what I need. I'm not interested in him scoring all the goals. I want Ronaldo and Cavani to do that. I want Greenwood to do that. I want Bruno to do that. I want Sancho to be mostly responsible for creating chances. So if you can do that, then I'll be happy. I can tell you as a Bundesliga fan that he's quite inconsistent, and that doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. But for me, I'd rather judge at the end of the season for now. I don't expect him to hit the ground running. But like I said, I think just having another option to improve our squad on that side is great. And now that Ahmad is staying as well, I think that also adds another dimension as well. Viganesh Tan, thank you for joining, Chief. I really appreciate it. And make sure to like and subscribe, guys. I really appreciate it. We're on the road to 3K subscribers. In fact, I'm on the road to 3K subscribers. So hopefully the goal, their plan, the hope is if we can get 3K subscribers by Christmas, guys. So if you can, I'd really appreciate it if you can like and share and subscribe to your mates, to your friends, get involved. Really, really would like to reach 3K subscribers by Christmas. It'd be really, really good. So if you can do that, I really appreciate it. Also, second channel, Red Marvel. It's my second channel, Red Marvel, where I post a lot of entertainment, movie, game, comic, anime, manga reviews, and stuff like that as well. Links in the description. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers on that. So please head over to my second channel, Red Marvel. I post usually weekly, usually reviewing various things. I also take requests on TV shows, bad movies, and all the rest of it. So get involved. Click the link in the description. It goes a long way. So Vignesh says, think this win has been amazing. Fans can focus on what we don't have instead of what we have. About the decisions made by Ole Gunnar, but if the midfield should cop up, Manchester be accountable. I mean, I think the midfield will always going to be an issue. I mean, the midfield's been an issue for some time, if I'm perfectly honest. But to be honest, you know, I think it's how we use it. sometimes it's not an issue if we use our fullbacks well. If like if Luke Shaw's on his game, Wan-Bissaka and Sancho could overlap, and we could use the width, then it's not a bigger an issue. The issue I think we had with Wolves was that Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw were not great going forward, so that didn't help, and so we had to play quite narrow, and it just wasn't great. I think if we'd stretched Wolves, we could have caused them problems, but we couldn't, and that caused us problems. But thankfully, our centre-back pairing is good, and I'm happy about that. I'm really excited. And in fact, let's actually move on. And shout out to Lucas Light in the chat. Really appreciate it. He's also an Arsenal fan. Your window was certainly very interesting. I'm just going to quickly move on. I think the next, obviously, player I want to talk about is obviously Mr. Raphael Varane, man. Raphael Varane. This guy, I mean, I was very, very impressed by his, let's see if I can find it. Where's the image here? There we go. This dude, I was very, very impressed by Raphael Varane. His debut against Wolves. I'm very impressed. He just felt like he'd been there at the time. And I know he'll be exposed at some point, but, the calmness to really be able to just slot in, the amount of interceptions, everything like, I mean, and it's not to say that Lindelof hasn't done that, but I just think given the fact that he's not been with the team, he's good in the air, and that composure, like he was great. He just looks like a really good professional. And to be honest, at times, like I actually thought he actually had a better game than Maguire, to be honest. So I hope that partnership that they developed together works and flourishes, and it goes into great things. But you've got a leader, you've got a CL winner here. For me, as I said, we've sorted the defense now, in my opinion. Varane is at least a bit quicker than Maguire. Not massively quicker, but he's definitely quicker. His positional sense is better. I mean, certainly the idea that he needed Sergio Ramos to defend is a myth. I just think that, like I've said several times, that certain defenders, it's about partnership sometimes. There are only a few defenders that you can just take them and put them into any team, and they can just play in any team, make the defense better. Most defenders, it's about the partner that you're with. Not that they're bad defenders, but they need to have a good partner, and usually they're fine. And I think for me, Maguire and Varane are like that. They're good defenders. They just need a good partner, and they'll flourish. Mo Wada says Varane is probably our best signing still come. I agree. For me, I mean, well, obviously we've yet to see Ronaldo, and I think he'll score. But I think from a need point of view, and that we didn't need Ronaldo, and technically we didn't need Sancho. We needed a centre back. Lindelof had issues, and by injury out. This guy doesn't tend to have many injuries, out for injury for long. So I think that Varane, certainly if he has a performance against Wolves, and to be honest, he's not going to have that many Wolves. I won't say Wolves anomaly, but Wolves peppered our goal and counter-attacked us. I don't think you're necessarily going to see that from a lot of the teams all the time. So not to the extent that Wolves did. So I generally think that we might even see better defensive work than we commonly see already. Sorry, 2 seconds, guys. Someone has 2 seconds. So yeah, for me, Raphael Varane, brilliant signing. I'm so looking forward to see. I'm just glad the defense has been fixed. That's all I can really say. Really, I am just really glad that the defense has been fixed. I really am. I can't. I've been a fan of Bailly. I love Bailly so much. But at times, Ollie doesn't rate him. I'm not sure why we gave him a new contract. If I'm perfectly honest, I think if you knew you were going to get Varane, I think we probably should have sold him. But it is what it is. We have our 4 centre backs now. It's going to be by Lindelof, Maguire, and Varane. Twenty, we saw, is obviously gone on loan to Aston Villa. So we'll see what happens with that as well, you know. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Vignesh says various journalists say that Motor Fletcher have changed Cov's approach. For instance, the reason why no one else was in for Caramel. Who's Caramel? You mean what? Caramel? Who? Was because he already made up his mind because of the director of football. You mean by Caramel? I assume you mean Varane instead of Caramel. I mean, I agree and disagree with that statement because historically, to be honest, when Manchester United have been the only one linked to a player, we tend to get them. I mean, I can't think of any player like Bruno Fernandes. I know Spurs was sort of tentatively linked, but really United were the real one that was linked mostly. Sancho, same. I was surprised no one else was interested in Sancho. You know, we were getting only linked. Varane, likewise. You know, and Ronaldo, okay, City, Ronaldo's probably the exception with City, but a part of me still thinks, I'll talk about the Ronaldo segment later, that I think that Mendes' agent baited City into getting United out. That's what I think happened personally. But I cool down on whether it's Merton and Fletcher's approach personally, giving him a bit too much praise, because I still think there were issues of how we handle business this summer in terms of actually having an actual plan for our targets. I think that we were very opportunistic in that I don't think that we believed that Raphael Varane was not going to sign a new deal. If he did sign a new deal, then who was going to be our second choice centre-back option? Ronaldo, Social says we weren't even in for Ronaldo. So really, all I knew was that we wanted Sancho and that we wanted the centre-back. What centre-back we didn't know. There was no real plan. But we got lucky, and obviously we were able to get the business quick. And so what can you say? But yeah, as offensive fullback has said, great signing. Don't know why Madrid let him go. I don't know either. Personally, I still think that he's first choice Madrid. I think they've got, who is it? They've got Militao and Alaba. Carvajal, I guess, can play in there as well. But for me, I definitely think that that he's one that's still one of the best centre backs in the world, in my personal opinion. And shout out to those who watch me on Facebook and Twitch, by the way. Facebook and Twitch. Hope when I get a bit of free time, I might be able to do some go back and do some FIFA and PES and stuff like that. By all means, head over to my second channel. I'll be doing more non-football gaming type of stuff on that as well when I get the time. Right now, to be honest, my time is just on United right now. United, and so on. Yeah, no worries, Chief. An offensive fullback says Alaba, Militao, and Nacho. Yeah, Rafa Varane is better than all those at centre back, in my opinion. Militao's all right. Alaba, I don't think is his best position as centre back. I think it's a bit more forward. And Nacho, yeah. So I'm not saying they're going to be bad, but yeah. I think they might be defensively exposed this season, Real Madrid. Especially now that they don't have Mbappe to kind of run at them. Big Nesh says, if you were the manager, how would you fix the midfield? What combination? Personally, for me, I would play Matic and Van der Beek. That's what I do, because Matic is actually a defensive midfielder. I bet he doesn't have the legs anymore. But Van der Beek, ideally Van der Beek should be maybe more 10. That's why I feel like he should be more advanced. But I feel he's not disciplined enough to do the whole role himself. But I don't know. There's just more. The problem with McTominay and Fred is that they are very tenacious, but their passing ability is just poor. It's just bad. Whereas I think Matic and Van der Beek have besting passing and distribution. And I just think that our attacking phase will be a lot better when, getting the ball from the defenders to the front three will work a lot better when you have Matic and Van der Beek in that midfield than when having McFred in that midfield. The other thing as well is that, what was I going to say? I can't remember. I lost my train of thought. That's annoying. I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, for me, it'd be Matic, Van der Beek, and Bruno, and then Pogba on the left. For me, I'm semi-done with playing Pogba in the midfield because at the end of the day, he is a defensive liability. And further forward, he creates more. So either for me, you either play him as a number 10 further forward, or on the left wing, that's fine. You can create chances for Cavani. I'm not interested in playing Pogba in a double pivot anymore. Not that he can't do it, but I think there are better options to play there. And I think Solskjaer knows his defensive liability, and I know his defensive liability. And we saw that for France as well. That's my personal opinion. McFred has to play all the big games though. Yeah, I mean, now that McTominay's out, we'll see. So with the games coming up, I don't see the problem with playing, like we did with Wolves with Fred and Pogba, is that's too attacking. Our defense would get exposed badly. And I know Ollie wouldn't play Fred and Pogba. He doesn't tend to play Fred and Pogba in the midfield against the big teams. It tends to be against teams who have a low block and where we can afford to kind of have go a bit more forward. So I think against the big teams, he probably would defer to either playing, presuming McTominay being out, probably Matic and Fred together, and then Bruno, and then Pogba on the left. That's what I think he would do, because for whatever reason, Ollie doesn't trust Van der Beek. So I think he'd rather play Matic and Fred and Bruno and try that, even though that's a dead midfield, then you have a logical option. Man meant to be versus Liverpool versus City, we would get destroyed. I don't know. Like I said, this is obviously based on the fact that McTominay's injured. Obviously, he's going to play McTominay and Fred against big teams. That's going to happen. But the fact is, McTominay right now is injured right now, so he's not going to be available. So with that in mind, for me, Matic and VDB is the next best thing. I think that's still a better pairing than Matic and Fred. For me, the quickest way to deal with it is that we need to just have quick transitions. And the quickest way to transitions is if the people in the park can pass. And the big issue that I have with United with that midfield is that taking the ball from the defenders, either we basically long balls up to our forwards, or we work it from the back. And oftentimes it gets broken down the midfield because Fred and McTominay don't have the passing distribution to feed our forwards. They don't. They're just not great. Our passing really needs to be better, in my opinion. A lot better. And before I move on to Cristiano Ronaldo, I'll take one more sports video saying, do you have an Ollie in out camp like them basement dwellers on Twitter? No, I do not. I'm just for those who know me, I'm just a humble United fan. I try and create a positive community here where we just discuss and just have conversations, really, so I try and I'm not as dramatic, and maybe that's why my channel isn't big, because I don't make dramatic statements, but I try and keep perspective and see from two sides. Obviously, I'll be frustrated if we lose and if things the manager does, and I'll say that and I'll give you my opinion, but I try and be as level-headed and biased as possible. The top 11 says, leave RDS alone. He's a loyal MSC humble fan. Shout out to the top 11, Chief. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you for watching on Twitch. Goes a long way. Really appreciate it. Right. Now on to our obviously big signing now. This Don obviously is back. Let me just spell this right. Cristiano Oh, there we go. There we go. Go. The Don is back. The Don is back. The Don is back. This obviously, I think, was for a lot of people it was the signing of the summer. I mean, people can say that Messi to PSG was, but I think for me, I think this was the biggest, certainly for the Premier League, and certainly for most definitely for Manchester United, but certainly for the Premier League in terms of, because I don't think people really appreciate the amount of attention that Cristiano coming back to the Premier League will bring. People literally watch Serie A for Ronaldo. People watch the Liga for Ronaldo, and now Ronaldo, who's got like a massive fan base of fans, are going to come and watch him, see him play. The amount of I think already I'm even hearing that in the UK, I think United play Newcastle at 3:00 midday, and now they're scrambling to get that changed so that they can televise Ronaldo's return because they'll make so much money from it. And so you'll probably find that a lot of United's fixtures actually get put on mainstream TV because people need to see Ronaldo, the money, etc. So this is big, not only just as United fans, but for the Premier League, because they're like, bro, that's why even the number 7 shirt, the Premier League, is like, yeah, under normal circumstances, you shouldn't be able to change. But we'll make an exception because it's Ronaldo and we'll make money and we need it. That's just the pull that Ronaldo has. You know what I mean? Griezmann and Saul deals at risk. Are they? Let me have a quick look. In fact, let's have a quick look to Fabrizio Romano. 2 seconds. Let's have a quick look. Griezmann and why the Saul? So Nunes Mendes obviously joins PSG from Sporting on loan. Solomon Rondon. Oh, long time. He was a Don at Newcastle. Solomon Rondon joins Everton. I think that's a good. I mean, yeah, fair play to Rafa. He's done some good business. Rondon, Damari Gray. He's done some good business. Yeah, I'm only looking at Fabrizio Romano's page. What's happening to Luke? Barcelona bringing negotiation sign Luke de Jong from Sevilla. Talks now advanced sign Dutch striker. Oh, there's a Luke de Jong, not Luke. It's W. Double U's. Right. Okay. Big up yourself, man. Fan channel for the legend LL. Realist fan on YouTube. Yeah, man, bro. I'm definitely not as flamboyant and extravagant as LL. I don't claim to be. So I'm just a United fan that just likes to just discussing and sharing with folks. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So fingers crossed. Channel grows, we get more views and stuff. But yeah, it's a nice, small, welcoming community, and hopefully we get more people coming in. Amni Vorsic says, "How many goals do you think Ronaldo will score in the Premier League?" Well, guys, actually, in fact, I'll put a poll. I'll ask you guys. There's a poll on this channel, but you know what? I will put a poll in the. I'll create a poll here. Let's see. Look, and if you want to show some support, make sure you like to the channel, subscribe, maybe super chats. I don't know, but certainly a like is free. Give me a like. I'm gonna give polls. So, how many goals do you think Ronaldo will score this season? Right. Okay. So I'm gonna add a few options here. So 0 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, or 20 to 25. Let's give him that. And there's the poll. So So poll is up. Hopefully everyone can see that. Hopefully everyone can see that. Yes. There you go. Poll's up. So make sure you cast your votes. How many goals do you think that Ronaldo will score this season? Let me know in the poll and have your thoughts. Personally, for me, I think I'm going to go with 18. I'm personally going to go with 18. 18 goals in the Premier League, anyway. In all competitions, probably closer to 25, 30. But in the Premier League, I think he'll score 18 goals. That's what I expect. If he scores more than that, I mean, bro, if Ronaldo is the top, if somehow becomes Golden Boot, like he was a top scorer in Serie A, and if he becomes a top scorer in the Premier League at 37, you can't deny this guy isn't the GOAT. You just cannot deny that this dude isn't the GOAT. Nicholas Cameron says, yeah, I see 20 goals as well. Take care. Top one. Thank you for joining in, buddy. How Ronaldo affects Pogba's game because Pogba was playing from the left wing. I think Ronaldo will probably play as a number 9. Him and Cavani interchanging. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that we can do. But I certainly think, because we're playing against Newcastle, which is the ideal game, to be honest. So I suspect that he'll play Pogba because Daniel James is gone. So he'll probably play Pogba, Ronaldo, and because Ronaldo goes straight into the team because he's playing for Portugal. So Ronaldo will be number 9. Greenwood will be the right, and then Pogba on the left, I think. And then he'll play Bruno and probably McFred if McTominay's back. If not, what he'll do. I don't think he'll start Martial. So what's he going to do? Maybe he might. Will he try Lingard? Oh, God forbid. Yeah, he might try Lingard again. This is the thing. It's like, if you're going to play Pogba on the left, you can't put him in midfield. And then now that Daniel James is gone, you don't have the options. So you're left with like, and this is assuming McTominay. I think McTominay might be injured for a while, actually. So he might have to go with Bruno, Fred, and Matic against Newcastle. That's what I think he might do. I think he outscores Lukaku. So hopefully, yeah, get your votes in, guys. Oh, so most of you are saying 15 to 20 goals, which I agree with. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think he outscores Lukaku, so hopefully 20 plus goals. I hope so too. We certainly have more creative players than Chelsea, in my opinion. His games has to be managed like at Juve, so maybe 15 to 23 games. Well, he'll certainly be alternative with Cavani, I think. Personally, and maybe this is controversial, but personally, I feel that we should reserve him predominantly. I don't think that we should play. I don't think we should play him in every Premier League game. He'll want to, and this is the thing, he will. But for me, I think that we should reserve him for the CL. The Champions League is his stage, and so I think that you play him in the Champions League and you play Cavani in the league to sort of alternate. That's what I would do personally. But we'll see. Greenwood has to start in every game. This is Anime Vortex. I also agree. I think that Greenwood, you just can't drop Greenwood now. You know, just plays purely on form. He scored 3 goals in 3 games. You can't drop him. Just based on that logic alone, like you cannot drop Greenwood. He has to play. He has to play. So I would definitely be putting Greenwood on the right. He's going to score his goals, and especially against Newcastle, we've probably got a bit more space. Well, not a lot of space, but I mean, we can cause them problems. Nicholas Cameron says, I can certainly see our B team going far in the FA Cup and League Cup. I mean, when you look at, in fact, what I'll probably try and do is that, let me get obviously Viva Ronaldo, and I'm so looking forward to his debut. But let me just see. I'm going to try and see if I can get a what I think the team is going to be like. See, there's a formation generator here. Now just use the numbers. Okay, so we'll probably still play the 4-2-3-1 because that's how we do things. It just is what it is. And I think, where are the players? There we go. Okay, so obviously David De Gea will be in goal. In fact, while I'm doing this, I'll screen share it to you guys because it makes a lot more sense. Just quickly, a few to the comments. Our A team should be able to reach the quarters minimum in the UCL, depending on who we get. I mean, to be honest, if we top the group, which let's be real, we should be topping the group with the quality that we have. We should be topping the group with the quality that we have. Sorry, this is the formation generator. Is there any chance United getting a DM in Jan? I highly doubt it. I'd like to, but I don't think so. I think we'll probably end up getting a DM it'll be next summer, much like what happened with Sancho. Any chance of getting Sancho in January? Nah. We'll probably get a DM. Centre back, same thing. Nah. It's gonna be January. Sorry, next summer. It's gonna be next summer. Ants, shout out to Ants, Leicester fan channel. Please head over to subscribe and support the bro. Congrats on your 3K subscribers, man. Help me get to 3K subscribers as well, man. Please. Ants Leicester says either way, Kelechi's scoring more. Big up Kelechi though, by the way. Big up Kelechi, man. Kelechi is hopefully what I mean. You Leicester made some shrewd signings. That Daka kid as well is pretty good. And what's his name? Who I was very interested in. The guy from Lille. Samore, who I think would have been great at Manchester United as well, and Leicester snapped him up. So these are the things. So unfortunately, it's inevitable. The options we have up front are honestly ridiculous. They are. I mean, this is if you look at the formation thing here. Obviously, I've got De Gea in goal. I go up here. Okay. Obviously, left back is going to be Shaw. I think Telles obviously can alternate. Obviously Varane, and then Maguire. Wan-Bissaka, obviously. Then this is where things get interesting. On the 6. On the 7, sorry. Well, McTominay's injured, so I can't prove him. So personally, for me, it should be Matic, but it's not. But he doesn't like Van der Beek right now, and I think against Newcastle, what is it going to be like? Because dare I think, I have a feeling, and this is a feeling that he might do this. And Greenwood. I have a feeling that might be a thing. I don't know why. It's too attacking. It's way too attacking. But I don't know. I have a feeling that he might do this. It's just way too attacking for me. But that's how you fit Ronaldo and Cavani in. And because the alternative is that you place Matic with Pogba, which is a possibility. Although I don't think he'll do that, doesn't want to do that. Or you play Van der Beek and Matic, which I don't think he's going to do that either. Exactly, Nicholas said that's way too. It is. But well, the thing is, we were very. This is if you look at this compared to the Wolves game we played. The only difference really is Cavani and Ronaldo, really. because we played Daniel James, who's attacking, as it were. That's it. So I don't know. I really don't know. Aaron Vortex says, I personally would rather see United focus their all attention on the Premier League. I would too. But I don't think, well, we have obviously, I think we have a bit more squad depth to go for competitions, but it's more on the manager. I personally think that we have the quality to go for all three, but Ollie likes to play players into the ground and run them into the ground. And I think that unlike Pep, who likes to rotate, we need to do more. We need to do a lot more. Thank you for those who have voted as well. It looks like 70% of y'all definitely think that Ronaldo scored 15 to 20 goals. I'm probably going to put up another poll, actually. I love this community interaction. It's good. Right, okay. Let's do another poll. Can I even do another poll? Okay, end that poll. There we go. Start a new poll. Okay, so what I will say and ask you guys is, what is your? Now maybe that's a bit too complicated. Yeah, where do you think United will finish this season? That's a good thing. Where do you guys think United will finish this season? So obviously it's going to be first, second, third, and fourth. I'm not even entertaining the idea that Manchester United are going to finish outside the top four. I'm really not. So that's the second question for my folks. Where do you think Manchester United will finish? And I know you're in the chat, so I know you're going to be biased because Leicester City are obviously going to be struggling to get top four. But let me know. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Bigness said, I'd rather get a first choice DM like Rice next window rather than a third, fourth choice like Saul. We've been complaining about getting such low tier choice before, so no need to repeat. I don't even think Saul's even a DM, to be honest. People say Saul's not even a DM. Saul was playing with Partey, wasn't he? You know, Partey's a DM somewhat, you know, and he was playing with him. So I don't even think Saul would have solved the problem, to be honest. I just think it'd have been another midfielder who could play in a double pivot. But I don't think he can be a DM. You're right. Declan Rice can be. Declan Rice can play with him. I love Declan Rice, but Declan Rice looks like he's going to Chelsea, which isn't really ideal for anybody, really. What's Ant saying, bro? Your midfield is so poor compared to the rest of the team. Yep, I know it. I know it. That's why we need to sign a midfielder in the summer. Like Leicester's midfield, your midfield is better. That's why I know you guys beat us all the time, because Ndidi, Tillemans, you know, Madison, much better than our midfield. You know, like our midfield is the big issue, and unfortunately, we can't solve it. And I think we wanted a DM, and we didn't get one. So that's why I'm happy with the window. But am I infused? Do I think that it's gonna be you know, we're gonna compete for a treble? You know, I'm not entirely sure. I'm really not. Yeah, look at that. This isn't like Ollie. Ollie is holding Van der Beek hostage. He definitely is. The club is, to be perfectly honest. If you play that team, every game will end fine. I mean, it'll be entertaining, won't it? It'll be entertaining. I just want to win something. Tired of the better bands that Red has to face on the hangouts. Thanks, guys. Bro, I can hold my own. On those hangouts. At the end of the day, a lot of these guys, I'm old enough to witness trebles, to witness Manchester United's dominance. And at the end of the day, I know that things come in phases. They do. City's phase will end. Liverpool's phase will end. Chelsea's phase where they just go up and down. And Arsenal, you already see what's happened to Arsenal. So the thing is always just to be above and around, because eventually your time will come. And that's the thing. United have a squad for the future. And You look at likes of Liverpool. You look at likes of maybe not City, but certainly Liverpool. Like these, some of these teams are getting to the end of their tether, and I certainly think when Pep leaves City in just over under years to 2 years time, things are going to change. Things are going to change quickly, and we just need to just keep on closing the gap. As long as we get closer and closer and closer, eventually we'll get it. But I expect with the signs we've got, we need to win at least a trophy. We've got to. We've got to. We need 2 creators and 2 goal scorers in the front 4. Looking at that, Bruno, I guess, is a creator. Pogba is further deep in this. I mean, in fact, I mean, let me know. Let me think. I mean, see, this is what I would do. Not that Ollie will do it, but I would do this. Not like I said, Ollie would do it. So you play the holding. I would play Van der Beek here personally for me. I would drop Cavani and play Ronaldo there because he's gonna play him regardless. I will then put Pogba here to help to create, and then you have Greenwood and Greenwood obviously as Greenwood / Sancho here. That obviously could be an option. Maybe Van der Beek went a bit more forward. I don't know, but that's what I would do. But I don't. But Ollie looks like he's frozen out Van der Beek. So I mean, I like. What can I say? I don't know. EFC says 27. Oh, does that mean goals for Ronaldo? That's possible. That's definitely possible. Prince Sage is watching from Facebook. Thank you very much. We need only Wolf and Ndidi in DM. That'd be great. That'd be great if we got Wolf and Ndidi. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I'd love for us to get Wolf and Ndidi. Shout out to those watching on Facebook, by the way. I'd love us to get Wolf and Ndidi, but it's not going to happen. I think United will finish in Manchester. And all I can say is take your L. You failed to finish top 4 twice because you bottled it. All I'm saying is just take that L. That's all I'm saying. But, love Leicester, love Brendan Rodgers. Just make sure that you beat all of our rivals. And that's it. If you can. Third. Yeah, I'm looking at the poll, guys. Thanks to everyone who's voted. I love these polls. 9 votes. So, oh, wow. So 44% think we're going to win the league. 44% think first. 33 second. Third. So no one thinks fourth. Maybe some of you might think outside top 4. I don't know, but there's a real belief for us to win this thing. That's fair. I might have to round up in a second because I'm going to head off into HH's Twitter transfer deadline thing as well. And anyone that doesn't think that I saw that, Rat is currently at 100 million. It's not that he's all that, but he can definitely play the position. I think that's the thing. Like, there aren't that many. Well, I won't say there are quite a few, but he can play the position. It's as simple as that. Compared to the likes of Neves and Niguez and Camavinga and so on, Declan Rice can play that position. He did it even for England and at Euros. He played that position by himself. Phillips isn't a DM. So Phillips and Mount, he was a lone DM. So yeah, he can play that position. Pauline is a good DM to pick. That's fair. Where is he now, actually? What about Neves? Unlike Rice and Didi, he can play the 4 passes, which is better and score the occasion. That is true. I don't personally think that Neves was a DM per se. I mean, maybe he could play it a bit. Possibly you play him the double pivot as well, like he's doing with João Moutinho. He probably won't be liking Pogba after that challenge. But yeah, I would have definitely taken Neves or any midfielder at this point. I prefer Neves over Rice. Okay. What do you think of the coaches? Questionable. Very, very questionable. I'm not going to lie. I'm yet to be convinced. I think that obviously Mason Greenwood looks like he's improving. But we're going to see. we're gonna see on how we defend set pieces. We're gonna see on how we break teams down. That is it just the players or is it the coaching? You know, we got a new set piece coaching. I want to see us doing better on set pieces. Wolves was good. I think that we didn't really concede that many chances from set pieces against Wolves, but yeah, we definitely need to do better. And I'm not convinced of the coaching as of yet. Don't say anything about bottling section, and all I'm saying is chill. Chill. That is all I'm saying. Chill. You know, we're going to be listening to the champions. You know what I mean? Whereas you'll be listening to, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, it's still catchy, though. That Europa League theme is really catchy, though. Oh, yeah, no. And Didi would go for 100 million. That's why there's no way we can get him. Unless we, I don't know. Maybe if you guys took Lingard and 40. You know, would that be Lingard and 40? Should Ollie try an formation like 4? To be honest, I'd love if Ollie went back to the diamond. I think in that diamond we played some of the best football, to be honest. We played a diamond against Everton and against Leipzig. And I think we played some of the best football I saw in the Manchester United top, with the way that we pressed and harried and really controlled the midfield. I think in an ideal world, and let me... it was like this. So what I would do, I'd retry the diamond again. You could put yeah, so here, because I think we did this against Everton, if I recall. And then you could do this. And then have Bruno. And then up top, you have Cavani. Well, put Ronaldo. And then I wouldn't put Cavani. I would put Greenwood. So I would be interested to try this again, to be honest. Don't necessarily play wingers. Maybe try the diamond again. It did flop against Arsenal, so I wouldn't play it all the time. I agree. Although, to be fair, we didn't lose against Arsenal. It's just that Pogba was a defensive liability, and you can see the penalty. But had he not done that, it would have been a draw. But I mean, like I said, the best performances I've seen and United were against Leipzig and against in that first half anyway, and against Everton all game, and we played a diamond and we played it quite well. But the best one was certainly Everton, and it was this formation right here. No McTominay, just one Fred here, Pogba, Van Beek on either side, Bruno, everyone's just passing the ball around. It was great. Up to Green and Ronaldo, and we were just peppering Everton all the time. It was a joy to watch. I loved it, and I wish we could go back and play that football. Relax. Oh yeah, take care of man, guys. Make sure you head over to Ant's channel as well and subscribe and show him some love. Really appreciate it. Thank you for dropping by. And Diamond Flop against as I addressed. So, but yeah, guys. I'll just quickly round off this stream just with final thoughts on Cristiano Ronaldo to Manchester United. I'm glad that the dude's back at the end of the day. I'm glad he's back. In fact, I'll give you one last poll. What would you rate this transfer window out of 10? So I'm gonna look. I'll create last final poll. One final poll. Thank you, guys. Poll. So one more poll as to how you'd rate this out of 10. Come on. There we go. How would you guys rate this window out of 10? I've only got 4 options here, so really I can only give you... Well, I mean, personally for me, I think these are probably reasonable options. So it's 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10. There you go, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Ronaldo coming home. Exactly, Vignesh. Exactly. At the end of the day, guys, you only live once. And I think it's sort of poetic that Ronaldo's sort of rise to fame kind of began and ends Manchester United. Be interested to see what happens because he's got 2 years with an additional option to extend. So basically, he'd be with us till he's 40, which is insane. It'd be interesting to see whether he goes to, MLS, or he continues playing, or maybe gets involved in the coaching. I don't know, but he's come home. He's come home, and I just think that right now, that leadership mentality. I said to some friends, I was like, "Listen, this dude is going to be able to create a positive mentality in the dressing room. He's going to be able to take that media pressure from a lot of the young players, and they'll be able to learn from him. They would have idolized this guy. You know, I saw clips of Mason Mount styling his free kicks against Ronaldo. The amount of players, young players in the league. You saw with like when Messi went to Ligue 1, the families taking photos with Ronaldo, swapping shirts, taking selfies. That's going to be the same thing with this Don. You know, players, young players being like, "Whoa, yeah, take a picture. How you doing?" etc. The aura, the mindset, like it's just a lot. It's just a lot, and I just think, guys, that like this dude is really gonna do big things for us. And you know, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Mo says, by the way, oh yes, I mean I should be. I'm ending here. I'm ending. I should be ending. Daniel James, good luck. In fact, let me thank you for reminding me. Actually, it's kind of bad that I didn't bring up Daniel James actually, because I wanna just a brief talk about Daniel James before I finish the stream, because that is only right. Jesse Lingard obviously stays, whether you like it or not. I wish him all the best though. But yeah, Daniel James. I've obviously been a critic of Dan James for quite some time. I just don't think he's great enough for United. I think he's, especially where we have to constantly break down teams because they defend deep against us. But I think that Daniel James, for what he brought to United, you've got to give him props. It didn't work out, but I think at Leeds, he'll do good. He'll do good. He'll do good at Leeds, and I think with a coach like Bielsa will improve him. He'll improve him, and I think with Leeds, who are teams that aren't going to be so defensive, I think he'll be a success at Leeds. I won't be surprised, because that level, that style of play, that coach, he'll be amazing. So I thank him for his service at Manchester United. I wish him all the best. I wasn't a fan personally. I wanted Ahmad to play over him, but we move, and I wish him all the best. And that's it, really. That's it, guys. That's it. I wish Daniel James all the best in his endeavors, and I hope he works out on Leeds, just as long as he doesn't score against Manchester United. Anyway, guys, if you're into the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United X. Smash the notification button for latest news. Thank you guys so much for getting involved. Really, really appreciate it. Stay tuned for our Newcastle. Well, that's going to be after, but we're going on Newcastle preview. I am going to be doing a live show this weekend. We're discussing starting 11 as well as community updates and what have you. But yeah, guys, have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.